how does this affect you guys for the 2023 season? And then also going forward as well, too, because we have Ime Udoka, right? That's the head coach, but he's gone. So you lose a head coach, like the Lakers, we lost our head coach. Luckily, at one point in time, like with Jack McKenna, like we luckily were able to win it with Paul Westhead and Pat Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Might not be the case with y'all. I don't even remember your head coach or your new head coach's name now. Like Jerry, like I don't know. Like, how do you feel they're going to do this season?
I feel like the season, regardless of who was going to be at the helm of the coach, you saw the NBA top rankings. They got Jason Tatum at number 7. So regardless of kind of what is going on in my head coaching situation, I expect number 7 and the number 7 player in the league, both of those guys. You see what I did there? Number 7 and the number 7. Yeah, I expect both of those guys to still be at in my opinion, top 2 tandem in the league. And so from there, it's kind of like, again, knowing that you watched the interview, I mean, Brad was very, very adamant that he never considered stepping down, although Wick did throw the little piece in there and was like, well, I did ask him. He was like, man, I did shoot the text message like, hey, Brad, I mean, so now that we're releasing this, hey, sure, right before we release it, you know what I mean? Because I got
quick.
Whoa, I'm about to send a text message to Woj, but I'm using my other phone to text you, tell you like, hey, so you're not gonna step down. We officially going with this guy. All right, okay, we're all on the same page. All right, I'm hitting send. You sure? You sure? I'm hitting send though. You hit
even
it.
after
No.
he hit
hit
the send button, he'll say JK. If you say nah, I'm good. I'll coach now. So
yeah,
right. Brad's the guy. Brad's the guy he wants.
He was very adamant, and really think about it like this. And this is where my frustrations are, though. We're talking about the Boston Celtics here. This is not a small media town. This is a team that has been there since the inception. We're not going to have a slouch coaching staff. It's just not something we're going to have. So I personally feel like, and we haven't. We've had Coach of the Year candidates, NBA champion coaches through the lineage. So it's kind of like we've never necessarily had a bad coaching staff. And so if Brad Stevens was that adamant about him being capable of stepping into that role, even in the interim, I mean, who am I to not trust Brad at this point? Because he was smart enough to step up and hire Ime. So if he's saying that if again to not step down, because for me personally, I'm stepping down. I respect Brad. For me personally, I'm stepping down. Oh,
you know what I mean?
I'm gonna drive this boat right here. As GM, I'm gonna pull a Popovich. I'm coming back. I'm back.
But I mean, we did see though that they might have, I guess, that ship might have ran its course with Brad Stevens at the coaching helm. Because sometimes players eventually, stop caring. Like I remember hearing, I want to say, I think Jerry West said he believes, Jerry Buss said he believes coaches have like a 5-year window. And I kind of agree as well. Like the elite coaches can extend past that, but like 3 to 5, I think that's fair. So I feel like Brad Stevens, we passed that period. I will say that giving him the green light. I mean, like the new coach now, that is cool. I could also look at it as like it's a desperation thing. Like who else you got? Because I don't. I genuinely don't know. But
you got to think about it though. Him and another assistant coach that we had, they were both eligible for, or both interviewed for the Utah Jazz position. And so
I got an interview application in the email my damn self.
But I'm saying that's Danny Ainge. No, hear me out. But that's Danny Ainge though, reaching out back to the Boston coaching staff and saying, hey, I know we're going into a rebuild. I want you here for what I'm building because you know how I can build. He picks one guy, and that guy said the other guy who interviewed, I want him too. But Brad refused to let him go. I mean, you can say probably because they didn't want to lose that many players in terms of their coaching staff. But also, again, it's the Boston Celtics. You can find people to coach the top 2 tandem in the league that were, that were free for this offseason. It's not like there were not coaches that could have been available to fill that room. I mean, especially knowing that how strong of a voice Ime, and how obviously hindsight is 2020. Nobody knew once Ime got in, because obviously that first Up until January, it was oh shit.
Looking
But
like shit.
after that, you know what I mean? We're
Smooth
back, we're smooth sailing. So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like it's how the rotation in the coaching room. I'm not necessarily that concerned about. Do I feel like we're gonna have growing pains again? Yeah, but also it's kind of like we just caught fire last season. They always say in sports, it's not, you know what I mean? It's about when you get hot. And we got hot at the right time, and you know what I'm saying, we rode that. So this season was always going to be based on building on that. So it was a flop or drop regardless.
Okay.
We had to come out the season with that momentum. And if we did, now that we don't have a head coach, I hate it, but it's like now it's an excuse for those guys to not play up to that standard.
Yeah, I think it is. I do believe too, it is going to be a developmental period for your stars now, because you get to see if they can lead a team essentially without their head coach. Like right now, they have a head coach that's cool. I don't think that's their head coach yet. Like you gotta earn that. Like Ime earned that respect. We you know what I'm saying? Like we still gotta know what the hell Buddy's name is. So I mean, like he's got some work to do. Looking at Jason Tatum, looking at Jaylen Brown, I'm looking at Marcus Smart, I'm looking at Al Horford. Like you guys got to step up now and kind of lead this team.
But would you not agree that they needed to step up more anyway? Because I still feel like down that stretch in the playoffs, I mean, we had a great run. Took a 3-time team to Game 6. But regardless of the fact, it was moments where throughout that playoff run, where I personally don't feel like the Milwaukee series is supposed to go 7. I don't think the Miami series is supposed to go 7, because I feel like guys in terms of leadership are stepping up. And obviously Jason Tatum comes out and said he was playing with a messed up left hand throughout the run and this and that. So that might have affected his efficiency and everything. But we all know that injuries are a part of the playoffs. But the energy and the intangibles you bring, that's who you are, right? Injuries are a part of it, but your intangibles are who you are at the end of the day. And I personally feel like they've been growing, but they got to, I agree, like they just have to. Now, Al and Marcus Smart, I feel like they kind of was supposed to have a hold of this one. And Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they not necessarily needed to be those guys. I mean, really think about it. 23, 24-year guys, you know what I mean? Just straight up leading. It's rare. It's really rare.
And that's where Ime came in, because I looked at Ime as a strong leader, strong vocal presence. So with Ime now gone, I'm saying, you're right. They needed to improve. Especially because, you saw what happened in the finals. All right, cool. We should make some tweaks, improve this, that, and there, blah, blah, blah. But now it needs to go up an extra notch, because you're losing such a vocal presence. Now, absolutely. I'm not trying to be unfair to the new head coach. We just don't know what he brings to the table yet. He could be a good quality cat. Like you said, Danny Ainge wanted him. Brad Stevens kept him. Maybe, though, Danny was like, hey, I need a stool pigeon out here. Like, I just need somebody who gonna coach and know that we just expected to lose. Like I need a quick little blame guy if need be. That could have been the case too, but it sounds like if both of them were battling for Buddy, he might bring some promise to the team. So we got to see on that. But early on, I need to see leadership.
I mean, think about it. Our opening game is against Philly. That's a heck of an opening game to have to coach against Philly. I mean, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, the Celtics, we've dominated that rivalry over the past 5 years. Dominated that rivalry. You can check the stats. We've dominated that rivalry over the past.
Dominated is tough, but okay.
Check the playoffs. They ain't beat us. They ain't knocked us out of the playoffs yet.
But I mean, we're not gonna count the injuries that the Celtics had, though. Like, weren't they missing some people?
Injuries are a part of it.
I'm just saying, like, let's give context to when you say you dominated.
Dominated the series. Dominated the series. Oh, here we go. Dominated the series.
I'm just saying, like, if it's not against the full team, I don't.
It's about who you put out there. It's about who you put out there.
Injuries are part of the game, but dominated is a very strong word. Hey. Like the Pistons dominated us in the final. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Cool. Like the Warriors dominated the Cavs once they got KD. Cool. Full squads. Like dominated. That's tough. Like, weren't the 76ers missing Joel Embiid?
I mean, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Dominated.
Again, when you got Joel Embiid in the hyperbolic time chamber and in the capsule court recovery program, I'm just saying capsule court people, But when you got him in, you can't count that as a dominate. But I wanted to ask you this as well, because we also mentioned that the Celtics, the way they handle
9-1 in playoff games against them. 9-1. Should put that out there. The last 10 matchups, 9-1. Put that out there for everybody. 9-1. It's gonna be a tough first game for the guy. It's a tough first game for the guy, but it ain't about the regular season. It's about the playoffs. He can lose game one.
They may change that if you're not careful, though. They may change that if you're not careful. But look, for y'all organization, right? We said that they mishandled this whole situation.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's going to affect you guys come free agency now? Like, will Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and players start to look at the Celtics and say, I don't know. Like, are you worried about that as a Celtics fan?
I'm not worried about my star players leaving, but it has never been easy to get free agents in Boston. Because for one thing, Danny Ainge, especially in his tenure, he was always going for the guy. Whoever the guy was in free agency, that is who Danny Ainge was going for. And so if he ended up picking somewhere else, a la KD, a la LeBron, because we all know Danny went for Bron before he went to Miami. We all know that.
Everybody did.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is, right? And so as everybody hits the free agency, we're always swinging for the fences. So I feel like we do a great job of acquiring assets, and I think we'll continue to do that, i.e. Malcolm Brogdon and Gallinari. There weren't really that many big-name guys. Thomas Bryant is the only guy that I was kind of like, he picked L.A. over Boston? L.A. over Boston? I was like, it's sunnier, I guess. It's kind of weird.
We had him first, like before he went to the Wizards. So, I mean, I'm not mad at it. Honestly, I don't know if it messes up, like, people wanting to come over, especially if you guys are winning and you're a producing team, I do think, though, this does provide an excellent opportunity for you guys to tank for Victor Wembanyama. I'm just saying. You very well could. Hey, dog, like you get
A dog is crazy. A dog is crazy.
I'm just saying.
He said, I seen the kid. A dog is crazy.
Like, bro, like you may wanna consider tanking, and you got a legitimate reason that Ime was missing, like the coaching staff.
Listen. Well, hear me out though, right? Rob Williams did have to go back into surgery to clean up his knee a little bit. He out 8 to 12 weeks to start the season. Now, if all of a sudden, in the first 2 months that he gone, we ain't looking too hot going into January again. Now, I don't know. Maybe you do call. Maybe you do make a call down and say, hey, these next 10 of these next 30, I'm on 0. Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, maybe you make that call. But I don't think Brad that type of cat. He seems like the type of cat that if we really start on that pour, he making a move. Somebody's getting gone. Yeah. Derek White, Grant Williams. I mean, those guys, they'll just be.
Yeah, y'all have had too much success for them to be like, all right, we're gonna tank now. Like, it'd be cool to see. Like, if you get Victor on your team, that's cool. I'd rather have him on the squad, but that's just me personally.
If we had the Warriors bad, good luck, I guess I should say. Yeah. You lose KD, you lose Clay, you tank 1 year, Steph is in and out of the lineup, you get James Wiseman, kind of bounce back a little bit, but then Steph gets hurt again somehow, instead of scoring champion or something like that. You get Kuminga, then it's like, ooh. And then you win it, and then you win. I don't think I personally, that 3-year run, it's even with that MJ's first three-peat. It is. You can't tank literally. I'm talking about lottery back to back, and then it was just like, 6 games. I'm gonna take the best defense in the league 6 games and still beat them. That's crazy, and it's crazy that the Celtics are still the favorites for next year. Like, we didn't lose. I mean, we lost.
Yeah, but y'all also revamped. Y'all included some people as well. Y'all added some people, and it was some key people as well. Like Brogdon should play a key role because his efficiency on the offensive end should help out. So now if Marcus Smart's not playing well, cool. Or maybe you can even throw him down as a 2 guard and he can play. And now you got 2 solid, actually really 3, 4. Hell, the whole team will be an elite defensive unit who apparently can shoot because Marcus Smart was knocking that thing down. So that's going to be tough to beat. I can't hold you. That's going to be very tough to beat. Y'all got a scary squad. It's just a lot of distractions though. So I think it's good. It's a good learning it's a good learning experience for you guys. Because I think every championship team has had distractions before. So the fact that you guys have these and y'all aren't one, you get to see what it's like. Get to go through this. Like it should be good character building personally. It should be good character building personally.
We can't act like we're just not an organization that's only like 3-4 years removed from Kyrie Irving. I'm just saying. It's not like that we haven't had a little bit of drama that the kids have been in. We done been in a little bit.
I wouldn't say that's drama though, like that. Like that.
I don't know. Hey Boston, if y'all will have me, I'm staying. 3 months later.
But that was a little. I think that was partly because of the injury, and the situation that happened. But like, I guess that I don't think that drama is like this one. Like when I think this drama, this one give me like Shaq and Kobe. Like this is big news. Like wow. Like this is an ongoing story right now. Like we could probably.
That's my problem with it. It should have been open, closed. Like this is it. And also my irritation also, and Stephen A said this, and I agree with it 100%. 10-day and a fine, fire him. Why we suspended him for a year to then reassess? But it's 100 times worse. But it's not so bad that we wouldn't consider. We all know he's not about to coach in Boston again.
We don't even know if this man about to coach again. Yeah. Boy, like we went from finals favorites, not favorite at all. Like not favorite. So quick, so fast. Like this is not like it's about to hit October. You know what I mean? Like we're thinking about the season. I'm thinking about I got 3 videos right now.
Media day for Boston is Monday. Tune in because I'm gonna be tuned in. Media day is Monday.
Like it's crazy. Like this.
We couldn't have held out on this until after media day. You know what I mean? You have full control of these leaks. It came within your organization.
I don't think they had full control.
It came from within your organization.
Clearly, somebody is a little irritated. Like I don't think you can control leaks, bro. Like you can't control people. You think you can. But at the end of the day, they're going to do whatever they want to do. And if they feel like they can get away with it, there's no consequence. And then if they feel like that consequence is worth it, like someone got the ban.
Who do you think is at the table to know he is facing a 1-year suspension because of it? You know what I mean? Like they waited for it to get to the apex to be like, oh yeah, now I'm releasing this. They could have released it in July. Ime, they could have just snapped a photo with her.
But like,
if you're gonna leak it, I'm just saying, if you're gonna leak it from within,
the timing of it, you can't do it in July from a Celtics organization perspective. It's affecting that bottom dollar right
Okay, so do you think if we had won, we hear about this at all?
Yeah, you have to. You have to. Well, it depends on how old girl because maybe she's at Ime. Like I don't know. Again, we don't know the situation.
You don't know the situation. So that's what I'm saying. That's we are talking about what they giving us. Like
so many
have to try to fill in the holes.
So many hypotheticals.
Because there's big holes in this.
Exactly. It's wild. I know for a fact this might be a top 5 30 for 30 of all time.
Oh, for sure.
Has to be.
For sure.
Has
For
to be.
sure. For
Has
sure.
to be. My God, because the run, especially if you guys start winning, like imagine y'all just three-peat after this. Like what? That's crazy.
Yeah.
So like it's unfortunate, especially unfortunate because it's ongoing. Like they know they should be, unless for like they say legal reasons they can't let stuff out. I don't know about that. Like I feel like
I don't know about that.
I feel like you can
Because
say
if Matt Barnes can say somebody called me, hold on, and said these are the facts. He said that they told him the facts. He didn't say they cleared up some things for me, and I think it's 100 times worse. He said they gave me the facts. Yep. So facts considered. Hey, Maddie, what's the facts? Like you're gonna just be like, oh, but I'm gonna leave that up to them. What?
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like it's weird, bro. This is weird. This is very weird because it's kind of like for the Sarvar thing, it was kind of like, oh, we don't have pictures and videos of him making these, you know what I'm saying, misogynistic comments and, you know, racial comments and all these other comments. But for the Clippers owner, they had the footage. So it was like, oh yeah, we got him. You got to act. But because
like we heard the audio for that.
You know what I mean?
Real quick. Like that would
you know what I mean? And so everybody's asking like, oh, Sarvar is getting a 1-year suspension and Ime is getting a 1-year suspension for a consensual relationship. And it's kind of like, y'all don't understand. The organizations are going to do what's in their best interest. Period. That's just what they have to do.